LeBron James had a season-high 40 points and a win against the Pelicans, but we'll have to wait a few more days to see him back in action. LeBron will miss tonight's game versus the Warriors with a sore groin. And remember, last season, the Lakers fell out of playoff contention after LeBron suffered a torn groin in December. So, Shannon, is this a big deal or no big deal?
Not a big deal at all. Not a big deal. A little service. You know what I'm saying? Skip, baby, we get service. You know, every 3,000 miles, you get an oil change. And, you know, every, 2,500 miles, maybe 5,000 miles, you go get your car, get service. So every 25 games or so, what we do? We take a break. That's all. A little maintenance. Just keep it in the road. Skip, because look, think about what we got here. Now, they just played, they played like 3 games in the last 5 days. They play tonight. They play again Saturday. They play Sunday. They play Tuesday. So, LeBron, we're going to try to steal it from moving forward. We're going to try to steal a game wherever we can. And so that's what we're doing. We're trying to steal a little game right here because we're going to get tough. I mean, we got Golden State, Memphis, but New Orleans, and then you got Philly, then you got the Bucks, and then you got the Clippers.
Whoops.
Yeah, ain't no whoops.
Whoops.
Ain't no whoops. Ain't no whoops. Yeah, we might open up a can on somebody. Somebody gonna catch this.
Really?
Because you LeBron already. You remember that?
Kawhi might have opened a can of spinach on that.
You remember last year?
Yeah.
You say you gonna activate playoff mode early? He just mistimed it. He just mistimed it. He opened it as now. Activate. Activate playoff mode.
Did they make the playoffs last year?
Didn't I just tell you he activated the mode?
A little early.
He was hurt. He was nicked. So, no, Skip, it's not a big deal. He's only missed 2 games all season. He leads the league. He leads the Lakers in minutes. He's 14th in the NBA. I mean, let this thing get, Skip. He's playing less than 35 minutes a game, which is the lowest in his career. And considering that he's giving you 25 and a half, 10 and a half, and almost 8 rebounds, I think he deserves a night off. You know, sometimes, Skip, when you're a veteran player, I remember my last couple of years in Denver, Mike would come to me and say, hey, 84, take the afternoon off. I'm like, huh? I'm like, what did I do to this? Hey, take it off. Frank Vogel went to old GOAT. He said, hey, GOAT, let me talk to you for a second. He go in there, what's up, Coach?
I think he calls him GOAT.
Yeah, they call him GOAT. Yeah, old Frank Vogel, old Frankie V. Hey, GOAT. They went to him and say, GOAT. Coach V want to talk to you. So he goes in and said, nah, what's up, Coach? He say, GOAT, take tomorrow night off. He's like, all right. He's like, are you sure? Because I can go get you one of these virtuosos. He's like, we don't even need it against Golden State. We don't need that. Take it off. Be ready to go on a Friday.
You told that story completely upside down from how it really happened.
Oh, boy.
I'll tell you how that story actually transpired. LeBron was leaving practice, and he turned around and he said, hey, Vogel, come here. And Vogel just...
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Like this,
he
like,
did.
yes, what do you want, sir? And that's when LeBron said, I'm taking off the Golden State game. Yes, sir.
Bron's not like that.
Coach.
Bron's not like that.
Right?
No, Bron is very respectful, very thoughtful. He's very respectful of his coaches.
Not behind closed doors.
Yes, he is.
That's not what I've heard. So, here is the point. Your point is exactly valid unless you can tell me the groin is becoming an issue. It became a big issue on Christmas Day of two Christmases ago.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
And it cost him a whole chunk of time, and you can argue it cost him the whole season because maybe he never quite got back.
He never
on
was the
track.
same.
Okay? So, is it starting to flare again? Or is it just the most convenient excuse that LeBron has in his bag, as they say? He's got a bag of excuses that he can reach into, and the easiest excuse to pull is groin because everybody knows it pulled 2 Christmases ago,
Correct.
right? So it's legit to use it as an excuse because it has recent credibility, right? And he missed one other game this year in which he also pulled out the my groin is sore excuse. And it plays okay because the public, and especially the billions of blind witnesses out there, just say, yeah, it's the groin. If you tell me it's really starting to go, then you've got a big problem,
No,
right?
we got no problem.
Okay, well, you don't know because we always talk about it's hard to know what's going on in a man's body. You just don't know, but even the training staff probably does. Is it starting to go? Because sometimes they start to tweak and then they just...
I mean, Skip, but here's the thing. For me, I don't drive a whole lot, Jen. I go to work, go to work out. In a year, I only put about 4,000 miles on my car. but I still go get his service.
Yeah.
Why? Because I'm going to make sure I'm staying on top of things, Skip.
Okay, so LeBron James also missed one other game this year, and he reached for the second most convenient excuse in his bag. I got the flu. Well, everybody gets the flu.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
And he had the quote-unquote flu, and then one night later at Staples, he showed up not to play basketball, to be on stage with Bad Bunny.
What?
Bad Bunny.
Hold on. I'm glad you
got the flu.
You know what, Jenny?
He was contagious. Bad Bunny, he might have, I don't know, they might have gotten.
You know what, Jenny? I'm glad he brought this up, because I wasn't going to bring it up. Now, if you remember correctly, Dame Lillard was voted to the All-Star game.
Okay.
Dame Lillard pulled out of the game because he had a hurt groin. But who was performing All-Star game at halftime? The one Dame Lillard. So in other words, you might be hurt enough where you cannot perform your sad trait, but you okay, you healthy enough to get on stage. That's all I'm saying, Skip Bayless.
Did he stand flat-footed on stage?
Hey,
Did he move?
Yeah.
He didn't move.
Hold up. So I ain't never seen a rapper get on stage and stand in one spot.
He was standing pretty
No, he
stationary.
was moving.
Now, my man Wayne, he was moving.
Yeah. So that's all I'm saying. You can be hurt enough not to perform your job, but you can be okay to do someone else's.
Shannon, your point is correct. Your point is your point. He needs to take a game off. He needs to take several games off before the real games start. He deserves to take several games off because you inadvertently just let this spill out of your mouth. He leads the Lakers in minutes, correct?
Yes.
It's too many at 35 and age 17. You need to load manage, especially when you're that guy playing at the level you've been playing at.
Okay, well, we injury managing.
He has earned load management.
Yeah.
He is not injured. I don't believe it. I don't. You don't believe it either. You're laughing.
He injury managing.
Just own it. Just say, I need to take a night off. Russell Westbrook takes a number of nights off, and he just owns it. He plays. And you know, we're about to talk about it.
We are.
He plays hellacious hard every night. He needs to load manage.
But Skip, nobody has the scrutiny or the criticism that LeBron has, and he needs to take, because Skip, look, I mean, they got Golden State and Memphis, and then starting Sunday, Skip, they go New Orleans.
You don't even need to read it. I'm with you.
They got the Clippers in Houston, Denver, Utah.
Yes. Take a night off.
No.
Own it.
You just want him to own it.
Just
Not March.
own it.
We might take
The reason he can't own it is because he's taking little shots at his new arch rival who lives in the basement.
He ain't talking no
Yes,
shots.
Arch rival lives in the basement, and the arch rival declared open warfare on opening night in a commercial for New Balance.
Goodness.
He's got a dangling keychain with a crown on it, and it says Kawhi Town on the exit.
Ooh.
He's saying, I now own this town, but I load manage. So what shot do you take at my man Kawhi Leonard?
None.
Every day on this show. Oh, does he play? Is he going to play 2 games this month or 4 games this month?
That's what I'm wondering.
Okay, so LeBron can't look like he's load managing because then he'll look like a hypocrite. But he is load managing.
No, he's not.
Yes, you know it, and
Skip,
I know it.
What the difference is, one guy, Kawhi has missed 13 of 58 games. So he's basically missing once every 4.5 games.
Been doing it his whole career.
But see, you said it like that's a good thing. What happened to
But you bought it. You
I ain't buy
knew
it.
They did. They paid for that. They knew he did it in Toronto last year and won the championship. Same schedule. Exactly.
But the guy that you have the most respect for and you love the most, Michael Jordan, and you tell me how many times he played 82 games.
It was a different time, and it was a different mentality. Is Kawhi Leonard any good? Was he any great last night? He was great last night on both ends of the floor.
So he was great. 7 of 17, 1 of 6 from the three-point line. You like that?
24 and 14 to work. Did he lead the team in both categories? Yes, he did.
He did, and was the only player on the Clippers that was minus. How'd that work, Jenny? I'm trying to figure that out.
Go read Doc's quotes about what he did to Devin Booker. He destroyed it.
I don't need
He was focused on the defensive end. He can defend at a level LeBron never thought about defending.
Don't do that, Skip.
No, I'm doing it.
No.
I just did it.
Oh, no.
Oh, come on.
Back when he was, his last couple of years in Cleveland, Skip, no. The first time around, when he left Cleveland.
Let's do Kawhi's last couple of years in San Antonio.
Skip.
Lord have mercy.
Do you remember, hold on, do you remember when they robbed him out of that MVP and gave it to Derrick Rose? And he said, and Spoelstra said, go. handle that, and shut it down, you know he should have won that Defensive Player of the Year in 2013. Skip, I just want to know one thing. How can Marc Gasol win Defensive Player of the Year and not first-team All-NBA? Jenny, how is that possible? How can you win the MVP in football and not be first-team All-Pro?
Back on track, back to the point at hand. My biggest problem with LeBron is just own it. And my biggest problem, I'm going to go back one more time to what happened on Monday at Staples. LeBron was not visible at Kobe's memorial.
Right.
And we're still not sure exactly what happened because LeBron wouldn't own it the next day.
Right.
He was circumspect about it. He was a little evasive.
Right.
He wouldn't say exactly what happened. He wanted to change the subject back to how great Vanessa was, and she was all-time great.
Correct.
We know that.
Yes.
And yet, if he had just said what Paul George said, Paul George not there, he's certainly not on LeBron's level.
Right.
LeBron is the face of this league.
Nobody cared about Paul.
Nobody cared. Nobody cared. Nobody noticed that Paul wasn't there. But we all noticed quickly, what?
We hadn't seen
LeBron's
him,
not?
Because here's the thing, and I'm glad LeBron didn't say, well, I wasn't. Because then he would have given in to what everybody else wants. LeBron James, you grieve in the manner that you did
Okay,
the
that's
best
fine, and I
interest for
told you I'm not going to criticize him, but I just wanted to hear him say that wound has not closed for me. If he'd said that, I'd be...
He said it.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. He said it after the game. He said there'll never be closure for me.
Okay, but he didn't specify that's why he wasn't there on Monday. Well, just tell me what happened. He could say, I woke up that morning and I just couldn't do it. And I'd say, great, I got it. But he didn't say that.
He was in his place.
What does that mean?
He was in his
place. Where is his place?
Safe place, dealing with the issue.
Okay.
Yes.
And now it opens the door for